Dr. Jaffe, purified bile salts are getting popular for digestive and gallbladder health. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, when you take taurocolic acid or an isolated bile salt, there are studies showing benefit, but what I recommend is to follow nature, nurture, and wholeness. What I recommend is magnesium with choline citrate to correct metabolic acidosis, which underlies much of gallbladder disease, and more importantly, provides choline to be made into cholinergic bile salts by your liver. And these cholinergic bile salts solubilize, make more thin, less thick, the bile. So if I wanted, as I do want, to have my bile flow when it's needed, based on what I'm eating, and not get sludged up or form stones or gravel or precipitants in my gallbladder. Yes, it's a relatively easy organ to remove today, but then you have a lifetime of consequences because it was always essential for fat-soluble vitamin uptake. I recommend nature, nurture, and wholeness, and therefore getting the liver to make my bile thin by having enough choline to turn into cholinergic bile salts. And therefore, because I know the complications as well as the literature, because it turns out that these bile salts were being studied when I was a young doctor at NIH. And the vogue came and went. I don't know if you can hear the crow outside my on my deck right now, but he's being a crow. So these salts have been studied for decades. They had a brief period of time when studies showed benefit. But then when you take an imbalance of bile salts in any way, it has consequences for your digestion, for your metabolism, for your microbiome, and so forth, which is why we favor letting nature's pharmacy and nature's alkaline way make plenty of soluble bile.